Good morning all, it is 28th of August and I have finally departed Sao Miguel Ponta Delgada. I've had an absolutely cracking 3 weeks and we're going down to a small island about 60 miles away. It is called Santa Maria. A quick look at the chart. So we're here and we're going down to here. Got a little dog leg in because I hope to catch some wind once I get out of the shadow of the island. As you can see at the moment, I left at about 6:15. And it's only just started getting daylight. It's now 5 to 7. You can see the island there. Doesn't seem like 3 weeks ago that I was coming in all excited seeing land after my epic journey, but here we are. Goodbye Ponta Delgada. I've had a fantastic time, met some great people. A few of them I think I'm going to be bumping into along the way in various different places, down in Madeira and maybe the Canaries. But at the moment we are motoring, and I think we're going to be motoring for probably about another hour until I get out of the shadow. But the wind is supposed to fill in. It's supposed to be getting around about 12 knots predicted. How true that will be, I don't know. The last few days have been really good, nice northwesterly winds. There is just the back end of the hurricane that went through north of the island. Didn't really affect us much. We got a few gushes of rain and some weird winds, but apart from that, it was quite a way north to us. I think it's hitting the UK now. But it's a beautiful morning. It feels weird to be back on board. Kind of like you have to get my sea legs back. Seems like I've been so long on the dock. So excited, a little bit apprehensive going back to sea, but that's normal I think. I only plan to spend 2 or 3 days at Santa Maria. I did call the marina. They said that they didn't have space at that time, but they expected a few boats to be departing on this weather window, so hopefully I will get in. If not, I will anchor. I've checked out of the island of Sao Miguel and I don't have to check into Santa Maria. I just need to touch base with the border force just for them to check me and the boat, and then next from Santa Maria I'll be heading between 550 and 600 miles down to Madeira. I'll actually be going to a small island just north of Madeira, Santa Porto. I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably have about a week there and then head over to Madeira and meet up with Tez. She's flying out, so that'll be really great, as I obviously haven't seen her since July, so that'll be fantastic. Really looking forward to that. I think we're about to get a sunrise at some point. Can't quite see it. I'll click back on when we do. Sunrise over the east end of Sao Miguel, just as I start making my way down towards Santa Maria. Wind's just started picking up a bit, seeing 8 knots at the moment. I've got the main up, and what a stunning sunrise that is. Cracking start to the day. Should take me about 12 12 to 13 hours, because there's not particularly good winds, but it's the right weather window for me to get down to Santa Maria for my next leg from there down to Madeira. So we have to make the best of what Mother Nature gives us. Quick pan round. Ponta Delgada over there. All round. Got to keep a sharp lookout for whales. Certainly don't want to be bumping into any of them. Looks like a fishing fleet out over there. I don't know whether you can see them or not. Oh, look at that sunrise. That is just beautiful. Oh, how fortunate am I? So we're just approaching the island. Had a really good run. It's slow to start with. The wind filled in nicely. It's now blowing about 15 knots. Broad reach. Cruising along at 6.2 to 6.5 knots. Happy days. Look at the colour of that water. Blue skies, fluffy clouds. Oh yeah. Here we are then, nearly there. I think I'm going to lose the wind once I get round this little island. To die off, getting into the lee of the island. I'm just about to see where I think the entrance is. No, I think it's a hanger left to port. I'm going to lose the wind completely. We're going to have to motor in and see if there's any space at the marina. If not, that will be drop the hook for the night, and then see if we can sort something out tomorrow. Imagine that the office might be closed now, so going into the marina might not be an option. Oh, it looks pretty spectacular. An absolute beautiful sail, really enjoyed it. Had some lunch on the way, crackers and cheese, bit of ham. Looking forward to doing a bit of snorkeling. This water is such a beautiful colour. Good afternoon everybody, it is 3 o'clock. We had a slow start, but then the wind filled in as predicted for a change, and we've been making good progress with a steady 5.5 to 6 knots, and we see the island. And now to the right there's a slightly smaller island. Just going to check whether or not I can get through between the two. If not, I'll go around the outside. But look at the colour of this water, absolutely beautiful. Got the fishing rod out, haven't had anything yet. Wow. Blue skies, blue sea, fluffy white clouds, love it. Take you around to the sunny side. It's a bit bubbly. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Good morning everybody. It is Sunday the 30th of August and I am just departed at 08:30 in the morning from Santa Maria Marina, Porto Velha, an interesting time there. I was only short, it was only a quick stay, so I didn't really get a chance to explore the island, but we're going to be going past the island, and I am heading to Porto Santo, which is about 550 to 600 miles down. It's a little island just north of Madeira. There it is on the chart. So we're going to hang east and stay fairly north, so the wind shifts round to my favour over here, and then I'll have a nice broad reach down run to the island. Otherwise I'm going to run into an area with absolutely zero wind. Seeing about 5 or 6 knots at the moment. It's coming from the north. I'm in the shelter of the island, so until I get out of this shadow I won't see what wind we've got. And we'll get some sails up and get sailing. Bye. Good afternoon everyone. It is 1st of September in the afternoon on day 2. Had a really good night's sailing, no dramas. And this morning it was a bit cloudy, but it's, as you can see, it's all burned off now. We've got deep blue skies, light blue sky and no clouds. Absolutely awesome. We did have some excitement this morning, I'm pleased to report, and I caught my first ever tuna, which was about 16 inches long and just perfect for a couple of meals for me. So he's now in the fridge. Okay folks, here we go. We have a fish on, so I'm going to try and record this one. Can't get him with that. That's too big. And you'll get this in the bucket. There we go. How about that? Woo! Get down there. You're in my bucket. I don't know what the hell you are. No, you're not in my bucket. You're going to make a mess on my boat, aren't you? Get in my bucket. Get in the bucket. Woo! Whoa! Oh. Whew. I think that's Dorado, or Mayo, whatever the hell you call it. I don't know. He sure did put up one hell of a fight. You folks have better look. And that's him there. Okay, time for a quick dispatch. You don't need to see. It's a good size. Never eaten one of these before. And there we go. Time for dispatch. He's now in the fridge, and the second fish I caught, again first for me, was a rather long, about a metre, swordfish or something of that ilk. He was long, skinny and had a very big spiky nose. far too big for me to handle inside the boat, so I just unhooked him and took a photo and put him back. He'll live to fight another day. But it's absolutely stunning here. We're cruising along at 5 knots. We've got about 10 to 12 knots of wind. Great big lazy swell, which is lovely. Sort of like sail up it, along it and down it again. It's absolutely wonderful, very therapeutic. I'm heading east to try and stay in the wind zone. There's a high pressure coming up behind me, which is likely to rob me of all wind. So I need to get fairly east before I can then hang a right and head south. Got about 140 miles out now, which is good progress, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Afternoon folks, 3rd of September, day 4. It's going very slowly. Last 2 days probably, well yesterday I only covered about 80 miles and today probably going to be about the same. Creeping along at about 3.5 knots, sometimes 4. Very light winds but beautiful blue sky. Had a bit of rain this morning, but again it was just a light shower. I was hoping it was going to bring some wind with it, which kind of did, but not really what I wanted. It soon petered out when the sun broke through again, and we're back onto a slow ride. I don't mind, it's beautiful, it's sunshine, it's so warm, and we've just had some excitement with the catching of the fish, which will be in the next clip. The other thing that some folks have asked me about is hygiene. And how do you go about washing, because it's all salt water here and tanked water on board is very precious. So I think what most of us sailors do is we grab a bucket full of salty water, soap ourselves down and then rinse off with a limited amount of fresh water. Me being a wimp, I don't like cold water, so I put mine in a heater, which is this bag here, called a camp shower. It's just basically a 5-gallon black bag with a hose attached to the bottom. You fill it up, leave it in the sunshine, and oh yeah, that is lovely and warm. So I'll rinse myself off, probably about a third of that, so that'll do for a couple of days, and that's how we get clean. But then all you sailors know that, just for the non-sailors. At the moment I've got my Jenica up. It's a bit small, but it's doing the job. I get about 8 knots of wind. She tugs me along at about 4 knots, which is nice. I've also got the Genoa out on the other side, so effectively a twin headsail. Not really enough wind at the moment, it's flopping around so it's too heavy, whereas the lighter sail flies nicely. I'm running dead downwind. Water helm's coping really well, which leaves me to enjoy reading a book, catching fish and taking a shower. Happy days. Dinner time. What we've got today, we have got noodles, which have just been boiled up and now sitting there draining. We've got chopped onions and peppers, some herbs, and we have my fish that I caught today. So that's pretty much the ingredients. My protein, my carbs and my vegetables. The fish is actually cooking in its own oil. I've had a quick little taste and it's akin to mackerel, but not quite the same. Very nice. Looking forward to finding out what it's called. So just going to try and give you an idea what it's like sailing at night. Some people have asked, how do you see where you're going? When the moon's out, it really is quite spectacular. Do this without throwing my phone over the side. That's what I can see. It's pretty good. You can see the moon up there. Sails. See the waves. Your eyes become accustomed. Because when you're in the moon, then you can't see Jack. There he is. Oh. Sea of tranquility. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's so warm. It's just coming up to midnight. I've just got t-shirt and shorts on. We're making fantastic progress. I'm about 80 miles from my destination. Around the other side of Madeira. I've got to negotiate a channel in between Madeira and Porto Santo. Then walk around the southeast corner up into Marina and check in. Just looking round. That's my nav station. Got some big old swells. We really are stomping along. We got 16 knots of wind, got 120 degrees. We're doing 6.14 knots. We've been doing that for the last 6-7 hours. Absolutely fantastic. My heading, compass, and there. Good afternoon, folks. It is day 4, Thursday, and we're nearly there. I can't believe it. How about that? We've had previous 2 days have been sort of a crawl, which wasn't much fun. Jenica up and just crawling along at 2.5, 3.5 knots, trying to get as far east as I possibly could so I could pick up the trade winds, which happened around about 1:30 this morning. Of course, in the dark, but there was a clear moon, so there was a bit of light there, and we got the Jenica down, pulled the Genoa out, and away we went, and left it at that, doing about 4.5 knots. And then this morning, when I finished my breakfast, I got the mainsail up, and we've been stonking along at around about 5.5, 6 knots, which is absolutely great. So I'll just spin you around, show you the chart. See that? Okay, we're heading down to there. We've got 126 miles to go. So, as always, I'm trying to arrive there in the daylight. It should be round about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, which isn't ideal, but it's better than later. So, providing we can keep this speed up, make the distance, then that'll be great. If not, then I'll be doing my heaving to, laying a hole just off the island, waiting for daybreak and come in the morning. But we're definitely in the trade winds. We've definitely got a much livelier sea, as you can see. I didn't do any fishing today because I still got half a dorado from yesterday, so that'll do me for my supper tonight. Looking forward to that. I did it with some chopped peppers and onions, which is what I've got plenty of. And tonight I think I'm gonna probably do some couscous to go with it. Nice and simple, but it's going to be quite challenging cooking in these conditions. So we'll see how it goes. It might just end up with cooked fish. So who knows? Really looking forward to getting into Madeira. The original plan was to go to Santa Porto, but after checking with Houston back home, we decided that I'll go straight to Madeira, and Tess is flying out, so really looking forward to seeing her. And we can then get the ferry across to the smaller island and go and explore. It's been quite a trip. Quite a trip indeed. I think it's about 540 miles. These conditions are very similar to what I had when I came out of the Biscay. Not quite as bad as that, but this sort of strength of wind and the closeness of the swell. Whereas prior to getting here, when I was coming across heading east, it was a very big, lazy swell, quite high, but they were so well spaced out, you sort of like sailed across the top of the wave for a couple of boat lengths, 40 or 50 meters I guess, before you dropped down, and you went down level, you didn't sort of tip or anything. So it was quite a strange feeling, quite awesome to watch. Good morning folks, and what a fantastic morning it is. We had sunrise at round about, what's it now? 7:30 now. Yeah, it's about 7 o'clock. Daybreak is at 6:30. And the good news is I bumped into the islands again. We have. I can't think of the name. Santa Porta. Santa Porta is the island there, and next to it is the island of Madeira. And I'm going to be sailing in between the two and hook round into the southeast corner and then into a marina. And I guess I'm about 40-50 miles away. So great news, chuffed to bits. So that's the headland we came round, and this is the other side I was talking about. Quite a dramatic coast, loads of little spikes and lumps and holes. It's well cool. There's an anchorage bay there, it's supposed to be absolutely superb, and the marina is just there. Well, that's it folks, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that episode. A lot more sailing involved, and catching of fish and all the other antics that went on as well. Really enjoyed making it and putting it together. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your mates, have a laugh, and get in touch. Don't be afraid to leave some comments. I won't take offence whichever way they go. Bye-bye.